Welcome to the fifth week of Galaxy Network's weekly bulletin. I'm this week's host, Sweetie Thang, and today we have an action-packed video full of the latest regional news, tournament news, and featured news. So make sure to watch until the end, like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. For those of you who don't know, Galaxy Network is a news server currently on Discord where we bring you the latest news from the competitive scene as soon as it is released. Galaxy Network offers articles, interviews, votings, tournament news, game news, and regional news. So make sure to join the Galaxy Network Discord server via the link in the description if you haven't already done so. Let's get right into this week's recap. To start off the Asian news, a former Tier 1 team of Asia known as Aesthetic X, the champions of Critical Ops League Asia, have made a return to the competitive scene in fashion by taking down the reigning champions of Asia, CSPG, with a score of 13-9 in Celtic Wizard Cup. Their return has definitely proven to be a strong competition to the current top teams of Asia. Current lineup of AEX consists of Harms, Physical, Bifoul, Helix, Badshah, O'Snacks, and McLaren. Next up, we come to the news that Next Generation, one of the upcoming teams that recently disbanded, has also made a comeback to the competitive scene. They will be playing the game as Synergy Gaming Academy, and we know that they can make a surprise in few smaller tournaments. Finishing the Asian region, a new team called Ozone has been created. Their lineup is consisting of some of the top players in the Asian scene: Genex, Nice, Joy, Glass, Deckd, Flawless, Torture, and Existence. Following the other two Asian news, we hope that the Asian scene will keep striving and creating more competition. Moving into the European scene, we know that one of the top teams and the current best team in Poland, Infinite Gaming, also known as CBK Esports, decided to disband. This is a big loss for the scene as this team was out there for a long time already. One of their most noticeable achievements was placing second in the Star Series of the most recent Critical Ops League season. On Wednesday 27th May, one of the most known orgs in the mobile gaming scene, Existence Esports, announced signing a Smart Decisions lineup as their Existence Galaxy team. Their current roster consists of Genesis, Cheeseman, Adam Q, Theory, Resty, Rooms, and Six. We believe that this organization can mark themselves a good name in the Critical Ops scene. Next, we heard that Valorous Gaming promoted Seeker to High Captain in their team alongside Jeans. After Ben and Alpha leaving the team, and Kippe, Cade, Jeppa, and Baines joining the team, as well as Seeker being promoted, current Valorous Gaming lineup looks like as follows: Jeans, Seeker, Noxic, Kippe, Baines, Jeppa, and Cade. Heading into North America, we come to the news that the former top 1 North American team and the winners of Revival Tournament, Capo, have made a comeback to the scene under a new name, Ex Nihilo, and announced their roster, which consists of Sierra, Serene, Vision, 12, Rai, Sin, Kai, and Eventual. This team has a big chance of getting back their spot as one of the best teams in North America. Next, we hear that High decided to leave Xenocide and help in the reborn of one of the old top teams, Asylum. Losing their main player is a big loss for Xenocide. But we are pretty sure that there is a main player that can replace High at this position. Heading off to the South American region, we heard that one of the old Tier 1 teams, Vega Sirius, has made a comeback to the scene under the new name King's Revival. This might be a good fill-in in the South American scene after Flawless team disbanding lately. King's Revival's current lineup consists of Pecador, Tuki, Nadine, Snake, Brokey, and Henpers. Next, we heard that Team Amphies left Valhalla Gaming Organization and got picked up by Team Legacy. We saw Team Legacy expanding into new regions lately, and this pickup of one of the South American teams might give them a lot of exposure in the Critical Ops scene. In this week's tournament news, we have a lot to cover from different tournaments, including scores from some of the top teams competing in some of the best cash prize tournaments out there currently. The Critical Points League is slowly coming to an end. This week, we saw two very exciting matches in the regional finals. In the final of the European region, Rain was facing Existence Galaxy X Smart Decisions in a best-of-5 series. After 4 tight games, Rain managed to take down their opponents 3-1 with a score of 13-4, 13-8, 4-13 and 13-7 and advanced to the grand final of the tournament where they will fight for the prize pool of $1,000. In the North American final, we have seen Destined to Rise taking on Xenocide, also in a best-of-5 series. Same as the European final, the game ended after 4 maps played. Xenocide won the first map, grounded, with a score of 13-10, but in the other maps, D2R gave them no chance and won Bureau, Raid and Plaza with the scores of 13-8, 13-7 and 13-7 respectively. We will see Destined to Rise taking on Rain in the grand final of the tournament. Day after the European final of Critical Points League, Existence Galaxy was facing Valorous Gaming in the grand final of Dreamers GG tournament. After really close and exciting 5 games, Existence took down their opponents 3-2 in a best-of-5 series and took $100 prize pool home. The Illyrians Force Tournament X Rain World Championship with the total prize pool of $1,000 has started their qualifiers. In the first semi-final match of European qualifiers, Metaphor managed to easily beat their opponents Vacarant 2-0 in a best-of-3 series, 13-2 on Plaza and 13-4 on Canals. After this win, they secured their place in the tournament along other 4 invited European teams. In the other semi-final, X Quadrant was facing Team Elevate. 2 top teams that recently came back were facing each other in a best-of-3 series. After losing the first game on Grounded, X Quadrant managed to defeat their opponents 13-12 on Bureau and 13-4 on Plaza and qualified for the tournament, where they will face Metaphor and 4 other invited teams, including Rain, Existence Galaxy, Valorous Gaming and Team Exalt, as well as 2 more teams that will qualify next week. In the first semi-final of North American qualifiers, Merciless GG was taking on Inquisitive. They gave no chance to their opponents, defeating them 13-5 on both maps, Grounded and Bureau, and qualifying for the tournament. In the second semi-final, Amplified was the other team that managed to qualify for the tournament this week. After taking down their opponents Azin 13-3 on Canals and 13-5 on Grounded, they secured their place in the tournament along Merciless GG and 2 other invited teams, Destined to Rise and Xenocide, as well as 2 more teams that will qualify next week. In the first Asian semi-final of the qualifier 1, 17 was facing Aesthetic X, who just came back from their break. They managed to win Bureau with a score of 13-11 and Plaza with a score of 13-6, qualifying for the tournament. In the other semi-final, Intricate X defeated Medusa 2-0 in a best-of-3 series. The first match ended with a score of 13-2 in the favor of Intricate X, and Medusa forfeited the second match. Intricate X qualified to the tournament along with 17 and 2 other invited teams, CSPG Saints and Easy Rape, as well as 2 other teams that will qualify next week. One of the most known Critical Ops tournament organizers, Klaxon, has made a comeback to the scene and announced that they will be hosting Asian League with a total prize pool of $1,500 United States dollars, sponsored by Dr. Battles. We would like to note that the registrations were postponed until 14th of June because of the current situation with Critical Ops Reloaded that we will tell more about in the featured news. Following this news, Critical Ops League decided to drop their Asian League because of the problems with hosting Asian tournaments. This week we saw that after long wait, the Asian version of the game Critical Ops Reloaded is finally slowly releasing. The game is being developed by NHN Corporation and will be published in the following countries: China, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, South Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, and Vietnam. Critical Ops by Critical Force will be unavailable in the app stores of the countries listed above. The players will be able to migrate their accounts over to Critical Ops Reloaded. To answer some of the frequently asked community questions, Critical Force created a player support topic answering some of the players' questions. You will be able to find the link to the support below in the video description. There are still some concerns and misunderstandings coming from Asian players, and Critical Force announced that they will be answering them next week and give some additional information about both games. That brings us to the end of this week's Galaxy Network Weekly Bulletin. Make sure to like, subscribe, and send any feedback and suggestions that you may have in the comment section. We hope that you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.